Hi boys and girls. Today we are going to be looking at a new skill that we will be using and getting used to in our skills within our listening and learning unit. So our new skill is called singular possessive nouns. Now, even though this is a new skill, boys and girls, we will be going back and reviewing the skills that we've learned previously to help us better understand this new skill. So, to start us off, we're going to look at the first skill of a noun. So, what is a noun? You'll remember, a noun is a person, place, or thing, or an animal. Here I have Albert Einstein, and it's an example of a person, and I have a picture of, well, a school. So, a place. So, a little more review. We talked about proper nouns versus common nouns as well in school. So, a common noun, they're more general, like a boy, an airport, or a book. One thing to remember about common nouns is we don't capitalize them in our writing. So if you're reading a book or you're reading a paper, or if you're writing one, make sure if you're using a common noun, you do not capitalize it. And then going along with our common nouns, we have our proper nouns. Our proper nouns are specific. Good. One way I like to remember, it's always a name. Either the name of a person, the name of a place, the name of a thing. So for my examples, I put Miss Barnes. That's the name of a person. Syracuse Hancock International Airport. That's the name of a specific airport here in Syracuse. And then Don't Let the Pigeon Drive the Bus is the name of one specific book. And when we are reading or writing proper nouns, we need to make sure we always capitalize our proper nouns, boys and girls. That's how we know that it's specific to a person, a place, or a thing. And our last review is singular versus plural nouns. So a singular means one. So one person, one place, one thing, etc. And then we have plural. Plural nouns, it's more than one. So when we get into singular possessive nouns, we got to think of this word. We defined singular, we defined noun. So now we need to go about and figure out the word possessive. So when we talk about possessive, possessive means to possess something, or to have it, or to own it. So when we look at a singular possessive noun, that shows that one person, place, or thing has or owns something. So again, singular, one person, place, or, one, noun, a person, place, or thing, and possess means it's theirs. So a singular possessive noun. And our last thing to remember, when we look at singular possessive nouns in writing or in reading, we always need to make sure we add an apostrophe and an S at the end of our noun. That is how we know that it is a possessive noun, is with that apostrophe and the S. And when you are typing, boys and girls, and you're looking for that apostrophe, you're going to look at the far right side of your keyboard, and it's right next to the enter sign. That's where our apostrophe is going to be located on a computer. So we are going to get into a couple examples of singular possessive nouns. So in my example here, I have in parentheses put words in the parentheses that we're going to change out to make singular possessive nouns. So here, my sentence says, the office of the doctor is crowded today. So we're going to change this sentence, and we want to make it so that we have a possessive noun in there. So from looking at it, well, it says the office of the doctor. So I know who, it's the doctor, and I know what we are talking about, it says office. So I'm going to say the doctor's office, and to finish off our sentence, is crowded today. So we took one sentence, the office of the doctor is crowded today, and we changed and put in a possessive noun, the doctor's office is crowded today. We're going to get into a little more examples of that, boys and girls. So our next one says the footsteps of a giant in the hall where thunder. So I want you to take a minute and think about, maybe try to answer this question before I do. So you can pause the video. The footsteps of a giant. So how can I say that using a possessive noun? Remember, my possessive noun needs to have that apostrophe S at the end. So it's going to have that S sound at the end. So the giant's footsteps in the hall were thunderous. So it's whose footsteps is it? It's the giant's footsteps. Alright, and then our last example, boys and girls, is for you to try and do on your own. Alright, our skills for the day is going to look a lot like these examples that I've been giving you here, where you are going to have to change out the words in the parentheses to a singular possessive noun. So, the tractor of the farmer is painted green. Well, I want you to think about, what are we talking about here? Who owns what? So is it a person that owns a place or a thing, or is it a thing that owns something? And then try to turn that into a singular possessive noun. And then our last example, it says the cat's whiskers are soft. And in this one, I want you to figure out which word in this sentence is my possessive noun. Which one of these words in my sentence is my possessive noun? So like I said, boys and girls, just a little wrap up here. When we are talking about singular possessive nouns, make sure that all of our singular possessive nouns have an apostrophe and an S on it. That's how we know it's a possessive noun. And make sure we know that possessive nouns shows that that one person, place, or thing owns something or has something.